Hey, I'm Brent Ehrler with Tackle Warehouse, and this is a Lake Champlain recap. We just got done here. It was an odd tournament. We actually had the first day canceled because of weather. We had real bad south winds blowing 20 miles an hour and giant waves, so they called it. So it was a 3-day tournament, and I made it to the final day, which was great. I had some great opportunities. I really only lost one fish, and it was today on the final day. That really would have helped, but I still wouldn't have been up there to win the tournament. But Champlain's a unique place. You can catch big smallmouth and big largemouth, and I actually fished for both. I always started out in the morning for smallmouth. I had an area where I was catching them on a drop shot. What it was, had a lot of current. There was some sand and grass both, and I was catching them on a drop shot. Man, a shad shape worm, anytime you get around smallmouth, a Yamamoto Shad Shape Worm is such a great bait for smallmouth. So I use that with a size 1 split shot drop shot hook. It's actually the G Finesse Gamakatsu hook, and then I used a 1/4 ounce Reins Tungsten Sinker. Now this right here is a brand new Tatula LT reel. This thing only weighs 6 ounces. This is close to 2 ounces lighter than anything else on the market comparable to that size. So very lightweight, awesome reel, very affordable. And I threw it on my Tatula Elite Signature Series drop shot rod. It's a 7-foot medium action rod. So AGS guides, really lightens up the rod. It's a great action for doing multiple things as well as the drop shot. But pair that with the 6 ounce Tatula LT spinning reel, and this thing is probably the lightest setup that's on the market. So I did that for smallmouth. And then the other bait that I threw for smallmouth is a Slender Pointer 127. Now this is the same bait that I caught him on at Lake Sam Rayburn. It's a big profiled bait, and I was catching a lot of them deep in about 17 feet of water. So a big profile bait called those smallmouth from a long ways away. I put number 4 Gamakatsu round bends on that, and then I put this on the Seth Fighter jerkbait topwater rod. It's actually a 6'9" medium light. It's a really good jerkbait rod. The thing I liked about especially the smallmouth is when you're snapping that jerkbait along and you hang one, it's got a real soft tip, so you don't pull the bait out of their mouth. You don't rip it out. You hang them with that, and you can fight them and get them. So Steez A is what I did for the reel, and I put on 12-pound Sunline FC Sniper to run that. I wanted 12-pound just for a little bit. It's a little bit bigger body bait. I want a little bit heavier line. So those were my 2 smallmouth baits. My largemouth baits were pretty simple. Both were my rods. This is my 7.3 multi-purpose rod. It's a medium heavy action rod. I went with 1 Steez A, and I went with 1 Tatula SV, and no specific reason why I did that. It just happened to be what I paired them with. Now, both baits are Senkos, a 5-inch Senko. Now, the difference between these, and I put a 3/0 Gamakatsu EWG Superline, both on 16-pound Sunline Sniper. The difference between these 2 baits is, one, I pegged an 1/8 ounce sinker on. This is a Reins 1/8 ounce tungsten sinker with a bobber stop on there, and the other one's weightless. The one with the weight, I pitched and flipped in scattered milfoil. The weightless one, I fished around docks, and I caught big fish every single day, largemouth, on one or both of them. And I mean, I caught a 5, a couple 4s, a couple 3-pounders doing this. This is how I caught my largemouth. So smallmouth in the morning on a jerkbait in the drop shot, largemouth kind of midday, then late in the day I went back out and fished the jerkbait again. So I kind of mixed it up. Every day I had a mixed bag. So that was basically the key setups for me for this week at Lake Champlain. Had a decent finish. All the stuff is available. If not now, it will be available soon. I knew the Tatula LT reel will be available soon. Got to check it out. It's affordable, very light. Again, all the stuff's right here on tacklewarehouse.com.